Good morning. Continuing with actualizing the fundamental point. This will be the last talk I do on it for a while. I'm going to spring off really where we left off. We've been jumping around a little bit, started off at the end, came back to the beginning, and done the middle part probably twice. This is the last part of the middle. It says, enlightenment is like the moon reflected on water. The moon does not get wet, nor is the water broken. Although its light is wide and great, the moon is reflected even in a puddle an inch wide. The whole moon and the entire sky are reflected in dewdrops on the grass, or even in one drop of water. Enlightenment does not divide you, just as the moon does not break the water. You cannot hinder enlightenment, just as a drop of water does not hinder the moon in the sky. The depth of the drop is the height of the moon. Each reflection, however, long or short its duration, manifests the vastness of the dewdrop and realizes the limitlessness of the moonlight in the sky. When the Dharma does not fill your whole body and mind, you think it is already sufficient. When Dharma fills your body and mind, you understand that something is missing. For example, when you sail out in a boat to the middle of an ocean where no land is in sight, and view in the four directions, the ocean looks circular and does not look any other way. But the ocean is neither round nor square. Its features are infinite in variety. It's like a palace, it's like a jewel. It only looks circular as far as you can see at that time. All things are like this. Though there are many features in this dusty world and beyond conditions, and the world beyond conditions, you see and understand only what your eye of practice can reach. In order to learn the nature of the myriad things, you must know that although they may look round or square, the other features of oceans and mountains are infinite in variety. Whole worlds are there. It is so not only around you, but also directly beneath your feet on a drop of water. So, these are the words of A.A. Dogen on actualizing a fundamental point. The trouble with analogies that we tend to have as human beings is that we get stuck in the analogy, maybe read too much into it, or just get, if the analogies are a little convoluted or a little strange for us, we get lost in what he's actually talking about. Now, the moon in the water is a fairly obvious one that we may run into, especially in Zen writings all the way back through history and all the way up to the present day. It's an analogy that seems to be very poetic. In this case, it's the section of the Shobo Genzo that has been selected and put in this book is known as Moon in the Dewdrop. Now, obviously in this analogy of enlightenment, the moon is enlightenment. The dewdrop is the phenomena, each one of us. There's many ways that this analogy can be taken and used, but really it is a direct reflection of the life that we have. Just in a very obvious way is that the moon shines evenly on all creation. You can't get away from it. Basically, there's moonlight, everything is illuminated. It doesn't matter what is being illuminated, whether it's something that you really value very highly, or it's something that you detest. That moonlight is evenly going to shine on all of those things. But then, how does that function in your own life? The Buddha talks about attachment and aversion. he talks about his first teachings. He says that there is such a thing as a stuck axle wheel, or as it's often translated, there is the fact of suffering. How does that occur? Basically because of our attachment and aversion. Attachment and aversion are nice labels, but sometimes I'm attached to my bed. I don't want to get up. And that's good practice right there. Sometimes the great effort, the great determination is to rise from that state and enter into another state, which I'm picturing is going to be horrible. There's an attachment there to that state, not really wanting, or sometimes not really able even to do it, but the facing up to it, there is a movement, a turning that is active. An aversion, sometimes it's people I don't want to see or meet. I picture that they're going to be a certain way, that it's going to be difficult or this or that. And I have to really look at that and is this true? Is this real? In the context of this moment in time, those people here. And then when I meet those people, are they the way that I picture them? I really have to question this and see if this aversion bears any truth to a particular moment in time. In other words, I don't necessarily have to bring my story into the present. I can keep the story in the background because sometimes it's important. Some people have a track record of being in a certain way. And it's good to know, have that in the background, that yes, maybe they are going to be assholes again. Maybe they're not. We just have to find out. But in that, being open to the present moment, then changes can actually occur. And quite often what I actually picture in terms of this attachment and aversion is not how it actually turns out. Again, as if you move into a situation with attachment and aversion, quite often it ends up that way, simply because your mind is set in that way. People react to you in that way, and the same old pattern emerges. If you go into it in an open way, is that there could be a meeting or an agreement. There's a possibility of that if you keep a fixed point. Most probably there won't be, and there's probably going to be antagonism. Therefore, suffering results. And in dealing with this on a very basic level, then the suffering that is created by attachment and aversion is studied. Its reality is tested. If it's real, then you go with that reality. If it's unreal, you can be let go and move on. So this is the aspect of the moon in the dewdrop. All things, every dewdrop has the moon in it.